So I need to ask something. What is the exact legal procedure for stagno images and all? Because many of
Okay.
yeah, it is. Yeah, please, please. Sure.
Yeah. Again, steganography, I don't think it's an illegal activity. You can hide information behind pictures, or you are within your right to do that. But again, if you're using it illegally or for illegal purposes, then the law comes into place, and obviously a particular section would be applicable to you. As far as steganography is concerned, we do not have a particular section which talks about, or a law which talks about that as of now.
Okay, okay. Like it is also involved in cyber terrorism. No? That's why I asked.
That's what I said. If you're using it for illegal purposes, then the cyber terrorism section would be applicable to you. But use of technology, we can't say that okay, steganography is wrong, or it's illegal to use it.
Yeah, yeah,
You
obviously
can,
it is a part of
yeah,
cryptography. Yeah.
absolutely, absolutely, yes.
Okay. Thank you so much.
Anyone else? Someone has asked, what about banning Insta or FB? We are still sharing our database. That's a really good question, actually, because see, many Indian courts have already issued petition stating that these companies, Facebook or obviously Instagram is a subsidiary. So let's talk about Facebook, for example. So Facebook is using and capturing the personal information of Indian citizens, and they are not storing that information here in India. They're storing that information in other countries where they have their servers. So uh, we should at least instruct these companies to have a server, have a working server here in India, and we should hold them liable if they are using our personal information without our permission to basically gain some profits, or transmitting that information to third parties without our consent. But unfortunately, we have all consented. We have all our we have given our consent to Facebook while opening an account on Facebook. And if you go and read their terms and conditions, you will stop using Facebook immediately. Let me be very blunt here, that if you go and see the terms and conditions mentioned on Facebook, you would immediately stop using it, because we give them perpetual license, perpetual worldwide license to use our information for their needs. As simple as that. So we might soon be receiving a privacy law or a data protection law in India. It's already in a bill stage. So it's called Personal Data Protection Act, or a Personal Data Protection Bill now. And once it is converted to Act, it would be applicable in India and to other countries also who are storing the data of Indian citizens. So in that scenario, then Facebook or any other social media platform would be required to store a working copy of whatever information they capture from us. They need to store that information here in India. And someone has asked, if the authorities ban social media platforms, are they interfering with freedom of speech of the public? Yes. See, it's our constitutional right to express ourselves. We have a freedom to express and to talk about things which we like. But if you again see the Constitution of India properly, reasonable restrictions can be put by the government if they feel that our national security is at stake. So, as far as banning of some certain applications or social media platform is concerned, if it is affecting the nation as a whole or the national security, then they have every right to ban that application or ban a particular social media platform. But yes, we have there is a very thin line where it goes and where it goes into national security, and the government has absolute power to ban these applications, but not randomly. If you're expressing yourself on a social media platform, and if let's take an example, that if you're talking about some political party or a politician, so you have every right, unless and until you're not defaming them, you have every right to express yourself. But in that scenario, government cannot remove your post, or cannot ask the government cannot ask Facebook or the social media platform to remove what you have said. You have freedom of speech in that scenario. Yes. Anyone else want to ask any question? Okay, there's, I think, one more question, sir. Is surfing or ordering anything from deep web is illegal in India? If you're ordering, obviously deep web is all about illegal activities. If you're surfing or ordering anything illegal, absolutely you become liable under Indian law. But if you're not doing that, then there is no need to worry. But obviously deep web, I think most of the things there are illegal. If you go and see the websites also, they have listed all sorts of illegal activities or illegal products there. And if you purchase something from there, you are obviously committing a crime.
Um,
Someone has,
Hi,
yes.
hi, sir. Sorry to disturb you. Let me just properly introduce myself, sir. My name is Anu. I'm currently studying masters in forensic science in the University Technology Sydney. I
Okay.
just came for this talk because I wanted to understand the cyber laws in India and compare and do a comparison with Australia as well.
Mm-hmm.
First question is that you mentioned about like in your previous slides you've mentioned about the harassment of the woman, whereby
Mm-hmm.
like the individual who are harassing the woman can be pressed charges. The thing is,
Absolutely.
does this apply to, because like, see, it's not only nowadays, say with the recent um how do I say, with recent how do I say lifting of the ban of,
Mm-hmm.
of the LGBTQ community,
Mm-hmm.
and especially like women who are either whoever sorry women who are in transgender under transgender, or for
Mm-hmm.
under and who are in other, how do I say, in other orientation, are they sorry,
Mm-hmm.
and they also undergo a lot of bullying and also a lot of harassment also with their partners. Will that
Mm-hmm.
also, sorry, will, is there any laws like that that will also protect them?
Absolutely, yes. If they are being bullied on the basis of their gender or on the basis of their orientation, and they specifically file a complaint regarding it, that would amount to cyberbullying, and they can press charges. Yes.
But how about for like harassment, like for sexual harassment and all? Is it still under? Do you still put it under cyberbullying, or do you put that under another form?
See, if it is sexual harassment online, and
Mm-hmm.
if the other person is commenting something obscene on the other person, then yes, it amounts to obscenity. The section would be
Okay,
different. It talks
the
about
section will be
it
better.
talk yeah, it talks about transmission and publication of obscene material in electronic form. So if someone is using a very foul, obscene language online on the internet, then that section would be applicable. I think there would be something similar in Australia also, if someone is using uh,
Yeah, because
obscene
they're also,
language.
because they're also being also protected. They're also considered protected here, and they are very, how do I say, well established about that concern.
Yeah, that's correct.
So
Yes.
that's why I'm asking about that. And then my other question was about speaking of the dark web,
Mm-hmm.
like in Australia, like
Mm-hmm.
the people, because of the COVID-19, there have been
Mm-hmm.
a rising number of users of computer users,
That's correct.
and there when there's a co- when that happens, there's a lead of use of pornography sites.
Mm.
With the lead of pornography sites, there's also been an increased number of pedophiles. With that, they have managed to track a lot of individual dark web who are using this how did I say it? Who use child pornography,
Mm.
who use child pornography, tracking both the offender and the individual who are videoing them
Mm.
in places like Indonesia and all.
Mm.
Is that
Mm.
similar act happening in India?
Absolutely, yes. See, this I think happened in. I mean, this was rampant in 2014, 2015, also. Wherein I remember this case
Mm-hmm.
explicitly because these sextortion related rackets were run out of Indonesia and Philippines. So
Mm-hmm.
Interpol had busted a very big racket in 2015 or 16. I don't remember the year correctly, but it was regarding this only, that they used to lure children online. They used to capture their videos and photos when they're like in objectionable forms, and they used to extort. They used to try to extort money from their parents, either from their parents or from the college going students also. So this was happening from a long time. And the major challenge for the law enforcement agency to catch hold these criminals is, like, while investigating, uh, I've seen their practical problems also on the field. If the perpetrator or the cyber criminal is using various VPNs, and if there are various countries which are involved, then it becomes very difficult for the law enforcement agencies also to contact and try to obtain evidences from that particular country, because that country might have a mutual legal assistance treaty with the law enforcement agency country or not. So that it again depends on various factors.
My question is more related with India, because like there have also been a lot of online, especially around WhatsApp, where there are a lot of these children who are like taken in the villages, and they have also been taken a lot of videos like that. So that's why I'm asking in that sense as well,
No,
whether
absolutely. See,
the Indian children are being protected or not. Are they in the same or not?
absolutely, yes. See, child pornography in every form, it's illegal in India as well. If someone is trying to lure children online, and if they are being asked, or if they are being video recorded, then obviously there are laws in place. It is absolutely illegal here also. I think recently, yeah. Thank you for bringing this topic. That I think 6 or 7 months ago, I had received several phone calls from several people who were transmitting videos of children on WhatsApp. It was a sexual content, and there were at least 7 or 8 FIRs, first information reports, were being registered here in India, several jurisdictions in India, pertaining to the same. They were able to catch hold of people who were actually transmitting video. They were not the creators of that video, but they were transmitting the video to other senders or to other their contacts. So they were being catched. They were being specifically caught by the law enforcement agencies.
Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah.
फोन पे में है ना पूरा हाँ तो उसमें डाल दूंगा ना सर
Someone else has any other question?
Check the chat.
Yes.
फोन पे वाले
So suppose we fall prey to cyber hack, what should be our first and foremost step? Our first and foremost step would be to inform your local police station to immediately file a complaint, so that they can at least try and recover your account from the cyber criminal. If you see, always remember this: if you take time to report a crime, the cyber criminal might use that account for some other illegal purpose also. So you have to be very vigilant. You have to be very active as far as the reporting of crime is concerned. You need to go to the police station immediately, your local police station at least. If you do not have a cybercrime cell, if you have a cybercrime police station or a cybercrime cell in your city, go and visit the cybercrime cell. Or nowadays, these law enforcement agencies also have online portals where you can file the complaint online, so that they can, I think, act immediately. So that would be a better option, considering today's scenario, that you go online and file your complaint as soon as possible.
मैं तेरे शाम को आएगा तो बताऊंगा इसका फायदा है
Can someone please, I think, mute? Yes,
Yeah.
sir. Can cyber crimes be ruled by international law? Because sometimes some countries don't have necessary laws regarding it. So this is a really good question. There is something called as like there are several treaties under United Nations, and there is something called as Berne Convention on Cybercrime also. So under, I mean, India is not a signatory to that convention yet, but there are more than 50 countries who have signed that convention, stating that if there is a cybercrime and if there are several jurisdictions involved, then yes, this law would be applicable. And both countries, or 3 or more countries which are affected by it, they will share all the necessary information, necessary evidences with other countries. So international laws are there, but there is a need to have a comprehensive international law regarding cybercrime, which can or which wherein I think more than 100 countries at least are signatory, or they ratify that particular international law. So there is a requirement to this world also. Then, nowadays we see there is a rise uploading, distributing video of abusing and killing animals in brutal way. So why are these criminals tracked? As I told you, it's very difficult to track these criminals. If they use VPNs, if they use, if they bounce from several IPs, then I think it takes a lot of time to investigate such type of a crime. And as I told you, when there are several, once you, if I'm using an
Yes,
IP of a other country,
वो छत पे
then
बैठे
the police,
उतरने के
it's difficult for the police to actually communicate with that country and get the particular information regarding that IP address. So that's why it becomes difficult. If that video has originated from India, it will be immediately removed, and the local police would be able to catch hold of that person or that cyber criminal or that criminal immediately. But if they are more sophisticated nowadays, they do a lot of activities for using several IPs or proxies, and that's why they are able to hide. Yes. Uh, then I think I'll take one more question, then we can conclude. Sir, any suggestion in regard to courses? Okay, I can only suggest, see, if you want to do some technical courses, I think SANS would be a good option. Then there are some technical courses from ISACA also. You can go and search for those courses. Then I think EC Council also has a lot of good courses regarding certified ethical hacking and certified ethical forensic investigator pertaining to that. As far as legal courses are concerned, or a diploma in cyber law, you can uh, you can visit the website of Pune University. There are I think they have a course on cyber law. Then you can visit the website of Nalsar also, which has a very good course on cyber law. And I think Symbiosis also has a good course and diploma. I think they have a diploma in cyber law as well. Then but I mean, I can only talk about Pune. I know that Surya Datta Institute also has come up with a good comprehensive cyber law diploma. So you can obviously call them and check what are the fees and what would be the structure of their diploma, what is included and what not. Yes, I think it's 3 past 10, and we can conclude. I think this small talk would be useful for you, and you can take a lot of precautions now that you understand what types of cyber crimes are happening globally, not only in India. And you can uh, be diligent enough and vigilant enough to understand the cyber crimes which are happening, and protect yourself. So thank you so much for inviting me, and I hope this was useful.
Thank you, sir. I would like to thank Mr. Rajas Pingle and his valuable time and knowledge for lecture. I'm sure each one of us has learned a lot, and thank you all participants for joining us.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Yeah.
you.